Hill Text Films presents The Trouble with Women. The trouble is, you can't get them to shut up. So that's what PSP stands for. Wait, is this an educational film or a math book?
No, Betty, that's wrong. Let me show you again. You use this control, get your focus, you see?
And this one activates the death ray.
To lock the suite. There we are. Now let's try it again.
Well, there's someone here to see you. Are you Mr. Bradshaw?
No, I'm Mr. Jones.
Mr. Donnelly up in personnel said for me to give you this card. I'm your new bearings inspector.
What bearings you inspected?
I'll be with you in just a minute.
Oh, I bet you will.
At the time. Well, I'll be back later to go over this with you, Betty.
Professor, get my bearings inspected.
Would you follow me, please?
Sure.
Just have a seat here. I'll be back shortly.
With the whips and chains!
Well, Mr. Bradshaw, what's on your mind?
How much I want to fuck your wife in the ass?
She's a good one, too. Just look at that record.
Okay, now, Walt, you've had your little joke. Give her to somebody else. I ask for a man.
Whoa!
We don't have a man with her qualifications.
You see, she's also a nutbuster.
If you treat her right, she might make you a darn good employee.
What do you mean, treat her right?
Flowers, dinner, maybe a movie.
What's wrong with her?
She's a woman, isn't she?
I know she doesn't have a penis.
You got a lot of women in your department. What's wrong with one more?
Did you ever hear of the straw that broke the camel's back?
They're good workers, accurate, quick to catch mistakes.
And can inspect a mean bear.
That comes out of books. I work with them, mister. I know what happens.
What does happen?
Well, it's a long story.
Come on now, tell me. What does happen? Maybe I've been misinformed.
Not so long ago, you sent me a girl by the name of Myrtle Malloy.
Bum, bum, bum.
I remember.
As per her qualifications, I assigned her to an inspection bench. Well, in a matter of days, that bench looked more like her dressing table.
She had tampons and makeup all over the place.
Joe, will you take your stuff back to table 9? That'll be your bench for the time being.
Fuck off, boss.
Myrtle, we're moving you to table number 10.
Is something wrong, Mr. Bradshaw?
Yes, you're not manly enough for me.
Something else.
Well, I sure hate to give it up. It's been a nice place to work. The light's good here, and it's nicely situated right in the middle of things.
I don't give a shit!
Well, I'm sorry, Myrtle, but table 10 will have to be your work area for the time being.
You mean there's liable to be another change?
There's always that possibility.
Well, I certainly hope I'm not moved every other day.
Damn, no wonder he hates women. They bitch and complain too much.
Tell him what you want and he does it. But with Myrtle, a little move is a big production.
I wonder if it's Mamma Mia.
Now, wait a minute. You asked me, now let me tell you. Now, here's another problem.
I touch little boys.
Oh, Mr. Bradshaw, I wanted to tell you that the date is set for my marriage. I'll be leaving soon.
Marriage?
Mm-hmm.
I thought you just got engaged.
Is this guy a sexist or a moron?
We were only waiting till we could find a place to live.
6 months ago? Oh, brother. Well, how soon are you leaving?
Hey, after I kick you in the nuts.
Well, that'll really put us in a bind around here. It takes time to break in a relief girl.
Yes, I know it does. I wonder.
Why didn't you say something? I didn't realize you were getting married right away.
I thought you were going to get married 10 years from now.
But I really thought you knew. We've all been talking about it.
Okay, Brad, but how many blushing brides do you have?
None?
What's all this got to do with Dolly, the new girl?
She's a
She's
bitch!
already married. And she's a qualified bearings inspector.
You know what I was doing when this new girl came in a few minutes ago?
Jerking off?
I was trying to cope with one of the biggest problems of all, Walt.
How to get a woman to
It
orgasm?
comes under the general heading of absenteeism.
Bitches be playing hooky, Walt.
Yesterday, I spent an hour and a half teaching one of our girls what she needed to know in order to start on the oscilloscope today.
The what scope?
Morning, she isn't here. so I had to use somebody else. I don't think the girl we got on it now ever pick it up.
Mostly because I can't pick it up myself.
Question. All these things you've been talking about, marriage, absenteeism,
Your general hatred for women.
aren't they really just a part of life?
Part of a woman's life, maybe. But I can remember the good old days when there were all men in my department.
Greased up early men.
You didn't have the production output you've got now either. Look, Brad, you've got a new bearings inspector who happens to be a woman.
And now a young Filipino boy.
There isn't a man available. It seems to me that whether the gal adds up to trouble or not is pretty much up to you.
So the sexist raised his eyebrows a couple of times. They went to sit back down by the hooker. You ready for me to inspect your bearings? Brad's problem is he likes men.